If I start flailing my arms around too much, grab hold of that. Can you just play the open on the hotkey? Click on that preview button bottom left and turn that off. Okay.
Welcome to the pit.
Good evening, everybody. It's Dave McKenzie and Scott Hudson. We're in Union County tonight for high school football as the Carterville Lions prepare to take on the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats. Scott, Carterville, they need to pick up a win this year. Tonight would be a good night to do so.
Yeah, both teams come in here combined 1-7. Both teams are very young. AJ only has 7 seniors on their roster. Carterville only has 5. But when you look at the games that Carterville has played, go back to week 1, Benton, they're still undefeated. Yes, Heron's only won 1 game, but they've played some teams close. And then Murfreesboro and DuQuoin, 2 of the better teams in Southern Illinois. It's been a murderer's row the first 4 weeks of the season. But I think both teams come into this game thinking this is a game we can win.
This is the Family Drug pregame show here on NewsRadio WJPF. And Carterville, the one thing that we can say about Carterville, in all 4 games this year, in the first quarter, something big happens that detracts from this team, whether it's an injury. A week ago, it was a penalty on Nick Brown, a targeting penalty, which brought a game, suspension. You know, he was ejected for the game, and then there's a 1-game suspension. So that's huge for Carterville Lions. One of their running backs that they were going to have that actually replaced Rafe Tuttle in the lineup is not available tonight because of that.
Well, it's just been one thing after another. When you look at teams that struggle, those are the types of things that happen. Penalties cost you big gains or touchdowns, as in the case last week with the targeting by Nick Brown. Carterville scored on a touchdown on that play. It was a kickoff. We saw last week too many times Carterville's defense gave up big plays. Zettler, the running back for DuQuoin, had 2 runs of over 50 yards for touchdowns. Carterville's got to cut out the big play. If their defense can force a team to have to go the length of the field to score, I think that would really do well as far as Carterville maybe getting a win here tonight.
It's a beautiful night for football in Southern Illinois after a warm afternoon, but we're at the pit. It's homecoming night here for the Wildcats, and tonight at halftime it'll be an extended halftime show of about 5 minutes or so for their homecoming festivities, but nothing could be sweeter for the Lions if they could pick up their first win and reduce the celebration, as it were, here for Anna-Jonesboro.
Well, not only get a win, get a little bit of momentum going into next week's home game against a very, very talented Nashville team. It doesn't get any easier on the schedule for Carterville, but the Carterville has the talent. Although there are some injuries that's going to affect them, Carterville does have the talent to put some points on the board. They just have to be more consistent on both sides of the ball. 9
minutes from kickoff here at the pit in Anna-Jonesboro, and we will continue with our Family Drug pregame show here on News Radio WJPF. That boy. Go on and roll the coach's interview, if you can. If you're watching online, good evening. Hope you're having a good night. Back at Anna-Jonesboro, Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson. The one thing I like about Anna-Jonesboro uniforms, you can see the numbers. I don't even need my glasses tonight. Scott, how awesome is this?
Very, very rarely in this day and age of high school football do we get the pleasure of being able to see the numbers on the back of a jersey. This is a great place to broadcast a game from. You're even though you're back behind the sidelines, obviously, in the track, you feel like you're really close to the field, and this is one of the better places to do a game from.
Absolutely, as we are just about 6 minutes or so away from our kickoff here at the pit in Anna-Jonesboro. The Wildcats have just come out. Carterville is yet to make their way toward the field. And we are going to take another break. And when we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and get the game started here from Anna on News Radio WJPF. Back at Anna-Jonesboro, Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson. Well done on the national anthem by the choir here at the pit in Anna Carterville, looking to pick up their first win of the 2019 football season. You know, I was looking back at stats this week, Scott Hudson, and one of the things that from a week ago that I didn't really realize until I looked at the stats was the fact that Carterville's running back, Preston Sumner, he ran for 107 yards. This is 107 hard yards, but I do remember he had a couple of nice runs that he was able to break off of.
Well, Sumner has really improved from week 1 through week 4. I mean, he's done a very, very good job of running north and south instead of east and west. He's a big, strong kid, only a junior, and I think if he uses his size to his advantage, he can probably run some kids over, smaller kids than him. So I like the way he's running the football. I think down in the quarterback's got to be more consistent throwing the football. But overall, Carterville's got to overcome injuries that has crippled this team throughout the first 3 weeks. If they can do that with these young kids, then I think they can come away with a victory tonight. Absolutely,
and we will see as we're just a couple of minutes away from kickoff as the Lions make their way onto the field on the far side here at Anna-Jonesboro. And AJ, they come into the game with a 1-3 record. The one win that they had was back on the 13th of September when they beat Massac County, which Massac County is a better team this year than what we've seen in years past, or it appears so. They're able to score some points, but AJ got the win 40-29, and Carterville coming off that loss a week ago to the DuQuoin Indians 49-19.
Well, a Brett Dietering coach team, when you go into week 5, I don't care if he's loaded with seniors or like this year where they're very young, he's going to have his team playing better each and every week. This is a very interesting game because he's got the young team. How have they progressed? How have they gotten better each and every week? Which is what you can basically say about Carterville. That's why I think this is going to be a very entertaining game.
It should be. We're going to go on and take our final pregame break, and when we come back, we're going to have the kickoff as it's Carterville taking on Anna-Jonesboro right here on News Radio WJPF. Okay, does our signal sound okay on your end?
Number 31.
Is that popping gone? Okay. Programming, please. Back at Anna-Jonesboro, Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson. Thank you so much for tuning in here on News Radio WJPF, AM 1340, 99.5 FM. And don't forget, as always, you can head over to YouTube if you would like to watch and listen to the call. As just search out Carterville Lions at Anna-Jonesboro. That'll take you right to our live stream. And it's connected here on our broadcast on News Radio WJPF. The starting lineups have been introduced, and Carterville in their road blue pants with white jerseys. And on the near side, it's going to be Anna-Jonesboro, the all-blue uniforms with the white lettering and the white helmets. And thank you, Brett Dietering, for the uniform choice tonight for the home Wildcats.
Before we get started, I want to say give a big shout out to 2 big Carterville fans that every Friday night they're watching and listening to us. Todd Hendricks and Tommy Spiller from Carterville. They watch us, listen to us every Friday night. I want to say a big thank you, and hopefully we can bring you guys a victory tonight.
Absolutely. We need the Lions to pick up their first win. Next week, they're going to be at home against Nashville. And it would be nice going into that game with a little bit of momentum, as Scott mentioned earlier, going into that game. Carterville is going to kick off to start the game off. They're going to be moving from right to left on your radio dial. And it'll be Caleb Knight that does the cooking for the Lions. For Anna-Jonesboro, back deep to receive the kick is going to be number 15, Noah Hobson. And I can't catch the number, I just can't see his number for the other man that is deep. But Caleb Knight, the left footer, soccer player. Nice article about him and Baumgart in the paper this week. Two kickers that play soccer together on the team. The kick is deep into the end zone. Nice job by Caleb Knight, and it's going to be a touchback. And Anna-Jonesboro is going to have the football, 1st and 10. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 702, proud sponsor and supporter. Carterville Lions Sports, IBEW Local 702, providing a better lifestyle for members and a better life for all. The ball sets at the 20-yard line. Scott Hudson, here we go.
The last few weeks, the Carterville's defense has been out on the field way too long, and then by the time you get to the third quarter, fourth quarter, they're gassed. So let's see if Carterville can get a 3 and out.
Gavin Osmond is the quarterback for the Wildcats. Puts a man in motion, hands it to his jet back, who is able to dive his way out close to the 30-yard line, and it is going to be a first down for Anna-Jones, or close, just a little bit short of it. Actually, they moved the chains. Look at that.
Well, no, they're going to
put them back.
Yeah.
Oops. Daisy, 2nd down and less than 1.
Yeah, nothing fancy, just a straight handoff off the left guard. And Carterville didn't get to him until he got 9 yards.
It's a very, very short 2nd and 1 for AJ. Another jetback put in motion, dives forward. The ball's handed off to number 45. It's Barry Johnson on the carry, and he has a Wildcat first down.
Yeah, good tackle by Carterville's Nathan Dawson, the 5'6", 176-pound junior, came up and made a nice tackle after a 2-yard gain.
First down of the game for the Wildcats as the clock makes its way to just under 30 seconds off the clock. Anna-Jonesboro, the ball on the near hash here at the pit in Anna-Jonesboro. Gavin Osmond, a sophomore quarterback, 6'1", 150, works from under center, takes the snap, gives it to his fullback. Once again, that's going to be Barry Johnson, out across the 40 to the 45, and out further, closer to the 50-yard line, and another big first down run for Johnson.
Yeah, nothing simple. 2 of their 3 runs have been on the left side, and both those plays have gained big yards. AJ's offensive line, good size, not what I would call huge, but right now they're owning the line of scrimmage.
They're owning the Lions right now as they've got 2 first down runs in 4 plays. It's 1st and 10. Osmond takes the snap, gives it to number 45 again. No, actually, Osmond keeps it and gets out across the 42, or excuse me, the 47. That's going to be another first down carry for Anna-Jonesboro. 3 runs, 3 first downs.
Great ball fake by Osmond. Sumner, the defensive end for Carterville, wrapped up the guy who he thought had the football,
which was Johnson.
And then Osmond comes around the near sideline, picks up another first down. AJ picking up big chunks of yards on every play.
They have the ball in Carterville territory at the 39-yard line. Osmond again works from center. Johnson's his running back. Osmond looks across. Takes his time on the call. Puts a man in motion. Gives it to Johnson. He's out across the 35 to the 37, maybe, the 33-yard line for Anna-Jonesboro. It's going to be a gain of about 6 for the Wildcats.
And that might be the fewest yards they've picked up on a first down on this drive.
2nd down and 4, a gain of 6. The ball on the 33 of Carterville. Carterville needs a defensive stop. We've seen them get those this year, where they bend but don't break. They need a big stop here. 2nd and 4. Osmond, again, puts a man in motion, gives it to Johnson. First down for the Wildcats, out to the 20 to about the 16-yard line, deep into Carterville territory, and Anna-Jonesboro is in the red zone.
I think that was Barry Johnson, the 5'9", 160-pound sophomore. This team is loaded with sophomores. Only 7 seniors on this Wildcat team.
Ball is at the 17-yard line, 1st and 10. The clock works its way toward 9 minutes here in the first quarter. This is homecoming night for the Wildcats. And on this first drive, they look great. They've driven the ball right down the field on the Lions. Osman, again from under center, puts his jet back in motion. He gives it to his fullback, though. That's Johnson. Once again, Barry Johnson. He falls forward for a gain of about 5. It looks like it's going to be 2nd down and 5 for the Wildcats.
Now, anytime on every play on this drive, they've had 2nd and short. Not that they're going to surprise Carterville and throw the ball here, but it does give them that luxury because they're running the ball so well.
They've yet to attempt a pass in this game. And we talk about how young this team is and the work that they're doing with Coach Brett Dietering. Imagine what this team's going to be like when they're all seniors. Osman gives it to Johnson. He's wrapped up, but he fights his way down inside the 5, keeps fighting his way down toward the goal line, where he stopped short. Man, there was about 7 Lion defenders on his back, and he carried them down to the 1-yard line.
Now, the Lion defenders are going backwards when they get to the ball carrier, and that's not a good thing.
1st and goal from the 1 for the Wildcats. Their jet back tonight is the 6-foot junior Nate Baggett. Baggett will line up on the right side of the line. Osman brings his Wildcats to the line of scrimmage, which is the 1. It's 1st and goal from the 1. Wonder who they'll give it to. It's going to be the give to Johnson, and he's stopped in the backfield. Nice job by the Lions as they stop him right at the goal line. Actually loses about a yard and going to bring up 2nd and goal for the Lions.
Carterville's best defensive play of this first drive on the tackle, Smolak, along with Trevor Stewart.
No gain on the play. Brings up
2nd and goal from the 2-yard line for the Wildcats. A loss of 1 on that carry by Johnson. Johnson's actually limping just a little bit as the Wildcats break huddle. Osman under center. Strong side to the left. And we have a whistle and a timeout that's taken by Coach Brett Dietering. Anna-Jonesboro has the ball. 1st and goal, the first timeout here in this contest. No score on News Radio WJPF. 30, please. Coach Brett Dietering needed to call a timeout for his Wildcats. They have the ball 1st and goal from the 2-yard line, threatening here on their very first drive of the game. Carterville's already had their conversation with Coach Brett Dial and his staff on the far sideline. They await the Wildcats as they break the huddle with Coach Brett Dietering. 6:58 remaining here in the first quarter. 1st and goal, it's from the 2-yard line as the quarterback Osman from under center. He's going to keep it, has pressure. Osman is going to be wrapped up short in another loss of yards, about a yard short, or a loss of 1. And that's going to bring up 3rd and goal from the 3. What a nice job defensively by the Lions.
Yeah, these last 2 plays by Carterville's defense, they've been very, very good. They've been getting penetration, which they had not done so far on this drive. If they could keep A.J. out of the end zone, or maybe force them to kick a field goal, that'd be a moral victory.
Historically, this year for the Lions, they've been very strong in goal line stands and do a nice job defensively. Can they get the stop here? It's 3rd and 3, 3rd and goal from the 3 for the Wildcats. Once again, Johnson's the running back. Osman the quarterback. Under center, puts his jet back in motion. Fakes the pitch on the end around. It's the give to number 24. That's Drake Roach on the 3-yard carry. Nice job on the fake and the give to Roach, and an easy touchdown on that play.
Well, they had a man going in motion to the left, and they brought Roach back to the right, just handed the ball off to him, and he basically just had to avoid one would-be tackler, and he got into the end zone and A.J. caps a very impressive drive with a touchdown.
80 yards on a drive that started at the 11:56 mark. And the Wildcats now getting ready to attempt their extra point here at Anna-Jonesboro. 6-0, and they're going to go for the 2-point conversion. As Osman again has Johnson as running back as Jetback comes in motion. Osman rolls out, throws it out, and a 2-point conversion is caught from Noah Hobson. And Anna-Jonesboro on their first drive takes the lead 8-0 at the 6:51 mark of the first quarter here on News Radio WJPF. Eight to nothing the score as Anna-Jonesboro scores on their first drive, and the kickoff is on the ground. It's taken on the near side by Carson Pearson at about the 22-yard line, breaks it out across the 30, out near the 40-yard line where he's run out of bounds. In good field position for the Lions to start here on this drive, Scott.
Well, A.J. ran off a little over 5 minutes on that opening drive, and we talked in the pregame about Carterville's defense being on the field a lot the last 3 or 4 weeks. Carterville's offense has got to keep the ball, get a sustained drive, and then end it with points. Carterville's had too many 3-and-outs this year.
Lions are going to start off from the 38 is where the ball is spotted. 6:46 on the first quarter clock, and the Wildcats lead at 8-0. It is going to be Preston Sumner, the running back behind quarterback and junior Eli Downen. As Bryce Anderson's put in motion the pitch to Anderson out across the 40, where he's dropped it about the 41, maybe the 42. And a nice little first down pitch from Downen to Bryce Anderson.
That's a play we haven't seen much, if any, this year. I think you get to this point in the season when you're winless, you're going to try some different things, try some new personnel and maybe different positions.
2nd and 7 from the 41, and with Rafe Tuttle out, they're having to be creative as Downen takes the snap. He's going to keep it off left tackle across the 45 to the 50. Makes a cut back and is brought down at the Anna-Jonesboro 45. We saw Eli Downen. He ran for about 77 yards a week ago against DuQuoin.
Well, give Carterville's offensive line credit. They opened up a hole. Downen did not have to hit any A.J. defender until about 10 yards downfield, so the offensive line did a very good job of giving him some room to run.
1st and 10 from the 45. Downen, he brings Ben Hake to the near side. 3 receivers to the right. Downen looks to throw to the right. Wide open. Bryce Anderson at the catch at the 41. Makes a move at the 35 of Anna-Jonesboro, and Carterville is moving the ball right back up the opposite direction on this drive.
And they've run different plays on all 3 plays. They're really doing a good job of mixing it up. Basically, Anderson just went about 10 yards, not quite 10, maybe 7 yards, turned, found an open spot in the zone, caught the ball, and then did the rest himself.
1st and 10 from the 34. Johnson gives it to Sumner. He battles his way and fights his way toward the 30-yard line. A hard 4 yards for the running back for Carterville.
And we've got a flag from the back judge. Oh, excuse me, not the back judge, the line judge. And it's holding on Carterville. We've seen that way too many times this year.
And several times when Sumner runs the ball. It seems like it's been a lot this season.
Well, I guess Sumner's just going to have to buy his offensive lineman a steak dinner. So, hey, you guys got to quit doing this.
I'll come out and block for him if he buys me a steak dinner. I know that.
I'll lay down in front of somebody. That's about all I can do.
It's going to be a 10-yard penalty. It's going to back the Lions up to about the 41-yard line.
A couple scores to pass along quickly. Heron losing at home to Murfreesboro 8-0. Marion leads Mount Vernon 8-0.
Homecoming at Heron tonight. 1st and 17 from the 41. Downing pitches to Sumner. No, excuse me, that is Carson Pearson on the carry as he picks up a couple, but it's going to bring up 2nd down and about 16 now for the Lions.
Nice open field tackle by Matthew Wright.
Makes it 2nd and 16 for the Lions.
But again, Dave, we're talking about when Carterville has a good play or two, a good drive going, there's always that penalty, and it's usually holding that sidetracks, derails what could be a potential drive that produces points.
Lions put 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Downing, he gives it to Preston Sumner, makes a move at the 40, jumps over a defender. He's to the 35 and fights his way to near the 30 where he's pushed out of bounds just below us here at the pit at Anna-Jonesboro. That was a good run from Preston Sumner.
Yeah, it showed a little bit of his jitterbug there, about 3 yards past the line of scrimmage.
And hurdle skills.
Yep. I have a 2-inch vertical jump, in case you're wondering.
It's an 8-0 game. Anna-Jonesboro went 80 yards on the first drive of the game to open up the scoring.
I don't think, Carterville obviously would love to get a first down here, but I think if they can get it to 4th and 1, 4th and 2, they'll go for it here in AJ territory.
I think as well. So Downing from the shotgun gives it to Sumner. Off the right tackle, makes a move. First down, Lions. Out across the 20. There's a flag that's down, and again, Preston Sumner on a carry from Sumner. There's a flag, 2 of them, and again, it's going to be holding on the Carterville Lions. That's just killer.
And it might be on one of Carterville's wide receivers who opened the hole to the inside for Sumner to go to, and there were 2 quick flags to come out. So it was out in the open, and again, we sound like a broken record, but a costly holding penalty against Carterville.
Another penalty on the Lions is going to bring it back. And so now it's going to be 3rd down for the Lions, and it's going to be 3rd and 17 after the 10-yard penalty. And what you're talking about, it's that receiver's responsibility to seal the edge, and he did, but he did it with a penalty. So once again, Sumner's run is called back. So it's 3rd and 17 from the 41. Downing looks to throw, steps up in the pocket, moves to his right, throws it down the right side. Man was wide open, hits in the hands, but it falls incomplete. And so now Carterville facing a 4th and 17 from the 41. What do you do here? 4th and 17, I don't know that I would go for it.
Yeah, I think they will probably punt, but Jason Allen, the receiver, on the far sideline, right at the first down marker, just dropped the ball. Downing did a very good job to avoid the pressure, came up the middle, he got to the outside, kept looking downfield the whole time, and looks like Carterville's going to go for it.
Brett Dial is going to go for it. Downing has Sumner on his left hip, takes the snap, rolls to his right, but there's a whistle and a timeout that is called by the head coach from Anna-Jonesboro. He didn't like what he saw defensively and calls the timeout just ahead of the play. 3:47 in the first quarter. AJ leads this game 8-0. We'll pause 30 seconds on News Radio WJPF.
They got bounce houses up for the kids.
This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Home Renew, serving all of Southern Illinois. Protect what matters the most with Home Renew. For roofing, siding, storm damage repair, and gutters, giving you peace of mind, call 694-9100. That's Home Renew. It is 4th and 17 for the Lions. The ball sets at the 41. Carterville is going to go for it here. A big play for the Lions. Downing takes the snap, rolls to his right. He looks to throw. Throws it down the right side deep, and it's too far out of bounds as the intended receiver was Caleb. Not Caleb, it was Bryce Anderson, actually. And so Anna-Jonesboro is going to have excellent field position here as they have it at their own 41.
Well, if you're going to go for it on fourth down and throw that deep, you've got to keep the ball in play to give your receiver a chance to catch a ball. Even if it's intercepted, no big deal because he's probably not going to return it, so it's nothing more than a really good punt. But you've got to give your receiver a chance to catch the ball. You can't throw it out of bounds.
So the Wildcats have it after scoring on their first drive. They have great field position here at the 3:41 mark. The ball sets at the 41. Osman, number 10, Gavin Osman, who is a sophomore. He works from under center. He's yet to work from the shotgun that you usually see in high school football. Puts his jet back in motion, gives it to his fullback who just got smoked. That is Barry Johnson, and I think he lost his footing and got hit at the same time.
Chaz Burkle, a 5'8", 222-pound junior linebacker, was shot out of a cannon.
Yes, he was.
I mean, you want to talk about a roadblock. That was a roadblock.
That woke everybody up,
Man,
even Scott Hudson.
It did.
3:12 as the clock rolls here in the first quarter. 8-0 Wildcats. Their second possession of the game. Osman takes the snap, fakes the pitch, gives it to Baggett, Nate Baggett, and he stopped short of the line of scrimmage. Nice job, and the Carterville Lion fans on the far side give their Lions a big round of applause. Nice job defensively by the Lions.
Oh, great job by Luke Smolak, the 6'2", 265-pound junior. He came straight across the line of scrimmage and sealed it off. He did not let him get to the outside. Normally when you come across, you seal it off, you let your linebackers make the play. He said, what the heck, I'll seal it off and I'll make the tackle myself.
And a loss of 2 on the carry, 3rd and 12 now from the 39. 2:22 on the first quarter clock. Osman, Gavin Osman, he comes to the line of scrimmage with his Wildcats. Puts a Baggett in motion, brings it the other way, gives it to Drake Roach, who had the touchdown on the first drive, and he stopped after a gain of about, they're going to mark it about 2-yard gain. So it's going to be 4th and 8 for the Wildcats, and they're going to be forced to punt. Nice job by the defense.
Oh, the Carterville defense they were the better unit on the field on that AJ possession, and that's exactly what Carterville needed. Down by 8 early in the game, they needed to get a 3 and out, and they did.
Once again, it's going to be Pearson and Anderson that are the deep men back for the punt. Here's the snap. The kick is right down the middle, and it's going to be called fair catch by Carterville's Bryce Anderson. And so the Lions are going to have the ball with 1:33 remaining in the quarter. I thought Andy Bryce had some room to run there on that.
Yeah, I think he took a quick peek before he signaled fair catch and thought, well, maybe but I think probably, hindsight's 20/20. He's probably thinking, well, maybe I should have not called the fair catch. But again, Carterville's defense, very, very good on that last AJ possession.
1st and 10 from the 20. Downing. He works from the shotgun. Puts Anderson in motion. It's the give to Preston Sumner off the right tackle where he's wrapped up. First down for the Lions. Boy, he is really running hard here early in this game for the Lions.
A couple of scores to pass along. Cesar-Valera Waltonville leads Christopher 16-0. Here's a little bit of a surprise. Fairfield and Carmi-White County are tied at 8 after the first quarter. They are the first team to score on Fairfield this year.
How about that? Fairfield ranked this week. A lot of good games tonight. Of course, the big one is going to be Benton West Frankfort tomorrow. We'll talk about that. Sumner has the ball. He fights his way forward for a couple of yards on that first down carry. It's going to bring up 2nd down now and about 7, it looks like.
Murfreesboro leads Heron. Let's see if I got that score. 16-0 now.
Murphy, a good team. We saw those guys 3 weeks ago. Although there's some concern If you're a Murphy football fan, is down and keeps it, gets out across the 40, brings it across the hash to the 50, midfield 45, and he could get away. He's going to have across the 20, almost to the 20, where he's pulled down from behind, as it was Drake Roach that had to reach up and grab him from behind. But what a beautiful run from the quarterback from Carterville.
Well, Carterville's two biggest plays offensively tonight have been down and running the football.
No flags.
No flags, yes, yes. But Downen almost looked there for a little bit like he was running in slow motion, but he was able to get to the outside, cut it back towards the middle of the field, and a big, big gain.
Puts Bryce Anderson in motion. It's the give to Preston Sumner, puts his head down, bulls into the line, and just falls forward for a gain of about 3 on the carry. Second down for Carterville.
That's going to be the last play of the first quarter, but Carterville has played very well over the last 6 minutes.
8-0 is the score. We're heading to the second. You're listening to Lions football on News Radio WJPF.
By the way, audio sounds good. I am having pretty much all the way, but I am having very, very few cutouts, none of any ripple effect of the breakfast. The only issue will probably be in the recording, because it is set at one level, so you're going to be kind of keep on that, but other than that, it's good.
Good deal. Thank you. Everybody watching online, hope you're having a good night as we work our way toward the second quarter here. Thank you for watching. Making our way toward the second quarter here from Anna-Jonesboro. Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson. Thank you so much for tuning in here as the Lions have the football. Eli Downen gives it to Preston Sumner, where he's immediately wrapped up, and it's going to be a gain of about 3, it looks like, for the Lions on the far side there. Bringing up third down.
Yeah, should have been a loss, but Sumner stayed on his feet and really
kept the legs
going. Took a few AJ defenders with him, picked up a couple of yards, going to bring up third and about 5.
3rd and 4 for the Lions.
They're going to say he picked up 4 on that carry. A nice, hard-fought run. Carterville moving from left to right now here at the pit. 2 receivers to the left. Downen takes the snap. He's going to keep it. He fights his way forward. That's going to be just, they're going to, depends on the mark.
On the carry.
The near side official.
By number 42, Nate Belcher.
It's going to be close enough. They may have to
first down
measure. Nope, they're going to give the first down. Eli Downen on the carry for the Lions.
And let's see where they are spotting the ball. They can get a first down at about the 1. So they are not first and goal, which isn't a bad thing when you can get a first down at about the 1 or inside the 1.
That's the 3rd first down for the Lions on this drive, trying to tie this game. They trail 8-0. Bryce Anderson's put in motion. It's the pitch to Anderson. Takes it out across the 10, in toward the 5, jumps out of bounds. And they're going to say he went out of bounds at about the 7-yard line, so it's going to be a gain of 4. And it's 2nd and goal now for Carterville.
Yeah, he avoided a AJ defender at about the 13, 14-yard line and got to the outside. Couldn't get to the pylon, but he did pick up good yards.
The ball sets at the 7-yard line as it's the 10:48 mark of the second quarter. Carterville trying to tie this game. AJ scored on their opening drive, going to 80 yards, and it was Drake Roach with a 3-yard touchdown run. Downen puts 2 receivers to the left. He puts 1 to the right. Preston Sumner's his running back. It's the keeper by Downen. Cuts across at the 5. A flag comes flying in, and that may be another hold on the Lions as Downen dove for the pylon, a touchdown. But there's a flag that is thrown, and it's a holding call against the Lions.
I don't know in my 24 years of doing high school football that I've seen a team get a lot of penalties, but I've never seen, I don't know if I've ever seen a team get penalties that absolutely shut down a drive. Now, granted, Carterville still in good position to possibly score, but it seems like every time Carterville gets a touchdown and or a good run, it's being brought back because of holding.
It's going to be 2nd and 13. The ball is at the 14-yard line. Downen has trips to the right. 1 or 2 to the left. Downen's going to cut right up the middle. He's grabbed from behind, and he's brought down at about the 11-yard line, bringing up 3rd down for Carterville.
Not a bad call. The Carterville spread the Wildcats out, 3 to the left, 2 to the right, empty backfield. Thought maybe they could get Downen to go up the middle and get some yards, but a good job by AJ's defense to shut that down.
3rd and 11 from the 14 for Carterville. 10-14 on the second quarter clock. As Preston Sumner thought he was going to check out, comes back to the huddle, and he'll be the running back behind the quarterback. 3 receivers to the left now for Carterville. On the near side is going to be Carson Pearson in the receiver slot. They put Sumner in motion, down and swing pass to Sumner. Defense is right there, and it's going to be a loss of about 5 on that what turned out to be a lateral, and it's bringing up 4th down, and Carterville looks like they're going to go for the field goal.
Well, when Carterville put Sumner in motion to the left, a linebacker, I believe it was a linebacker for AJ, followed along. And when you throw the ball to the out like that, if you don't have somebody blocking for him, that's not going to work very often.
Caleb Knight lining up for what will be a 33-yard field goal. 4th and 16. He's got a good leg. The snap is good. The kick is down, and it's going to be good. Touchdown. That is field goal for the Lions. That is going to be a 32-yard field goal from Caleb Knight. And Carterville is on the board. They trail it 8-0 here from Anna-Jonesboro on News Radio WJPF. 60, please. $32-yard field goal from Caleb Knight, and Carterville's on the board here in the second quarter. 9:09 showing on the clock as Knight tees it up from the 40. Kick is going to be taken at about the 5-yard line by Anna-Jonesboro. Out across the 10 to the 20. Makes his way to the 30 where he's popped right there by about 3 Carterville Lion defensemen. It's going to be first and 10 for Anna-Jonesboro. This Lions broadcast brought to you by SIH, a comprehensive network of care. Visit online at SIH.net.
Some scores to update you on quickly. Murfreesboro now leads Heron 23-0 in the second quarter. Carbondale leads Cahokia 14-7, and Cesar-Valliere, Waltonville leads CZR 16-8 at the end of one.
I was going to say, I started to say this earlier, there's some urgency from Murfreesboro, too, with the looming teacher strike. Are they going to be able to play in a week? So you can rest assured Gary Carter wants to get a win tonight. Not that they don't want to win every night.
Right.
Osmond throws it out to the right side. It's completed to Baggett. Baggett makes a move at about the 40-yard line. On a little screen to Nate Baggett. And it's going to bring up second down and about 3 for Anna-Jonesboro.
Well, Baggett made the first defender for Carterville miss. and then he got picked up 8 yards. First pass that AJ has attempted here tonight.
8 yards on that pass for Anna-Jonesboro's quarterback, Gavin Osmond, the sophomore, 6'1", 150. Anna-Jonesboro, though, their quarterbacks don't operate from the shotgun very often. It just dawned on me.
No.
See, the offense that they run, they stay uptight as Osmond gives it to his jet back. That is Nate Baggett once again. He battles his way for a first down out across the 45 to the 47-yard line.
Carterville looked to have that play stuffed at the line of scrimmage. If somehow Baggett got away, got between two Carterville players and picked up a first down.
Ball sets at the 47-yard line. This Lions broadcast brought to you by the City of Carterville, Mayor Brad Robinson, the entire City of Carterville. Proud sponsors and supporters of Carterville Lions Sport. The next big event in Carterville, October 31st, the Pumpkin Path in beautiful downtown Carterville. 7:48 on the clock. Osmond gives it to his fullback. That's Johnson. He fights his way for a yard, maybe 2, maybe 3 yards on that carry. It's going to bring up second down for the Wildcats.
Carterville's defense has definitely played better after AJ's first offensive possession. Carterville's offense, even though they've got 3 points, they have moved the ball on each of their possessions.
Yes,
but they only have 3 points to show for it.
And penalties have hurt both drives.
Oh, man.
2nd and 7 from midfield. The ball sets right at the 50-yard line on the far hash here at the pit. Osmond gives it to his fullback. That's Johnson. Little to no gain on that as Carterville's defensive line swarmed Johnson, the fullback.
Well, Big Smolak was right there.
He is a big old boy.
He's a big old boy, and he's only a junior. He'll be back next year.
6'2", 265. He is a dominating presence on that line.
And give Carterville's coaches, especially defensive coaches, credit. They had to make some quick adjustments after that first AJ possession, and it seems to be paying off.
3rd and 5 from the 48. AJ into Carterville territory. Osmond puts his man in motion, gives it to Johnson. Nope, Osmond keeps it. He's got the first down out across the 40 to about the 39-yard line. Nice fake by Osmond as he faked the handoff to Johnson. And that's going to give another Wildcat first down.
Yeah, they do a very good job of that ball fake. They stick it in the running back's gut, pull it out, and get to the outside, and it really has caused Carterville problems 2 or 3 times tonight.
The second first down on this drive. We're coming up on the 7th play for the Wildcats. It's an 8-3 game. 6 minutes remaining here in the first half. Of course, it's homecoming here at Anna-Jonesboro, so we'll have a lengthened halftime show for you, about 20 minutes or so. Osmond takes a snap, throws it out to the right. His receiver is Baggett, where he's wrapped up by the Lions defender on the far side there. It's going to be a gain of about 4 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Anderson read the play very well. As soon as Osmond turned, looked to his right, I could see Anderson out of the corner of my eye coming up. If that ball is thrown a split second later, Anderson's probably got a pick 6.
It was a gain of 3. The ball's at the 36 now, 2nd and 7. As the Wildcats break their huddle. They're moving from right to left on your radio dial, and they lead it 8-3. Osmond gives it to Nate Baggett.
Nate Baggett on the carry, and we have a flag on the play.
And that's going to be a hold, and that's the first penalty on Anna-Jonesboro.
Smolak blew that play up. He had help from Trevor Stewart, the 5'11", 232-pound junior. They just blew that play up. There was nowhere to go once he got to the line of scrimmage. I love saying Carterville's players' names and then look at the side and it says junior or sophomore.
I know.
That means they're coming back.
Yeah, I know. I tell you what.
This throw in the freshman class next year that's going to be sophomores.
A freshman class football team that's undefeated.
And unscored upon.
So 2nd and 20 for the Wildcats from the 49. Need a big stop here. Marion is winning their game 24-0. They're on a roll. Wildcats put a man in motion again. The ball's on the turf as Osman dropped. He does get the pitch off to Baggett. He's across the 45 to the 40. Battles his way. Nice run from Nate Baggett. As Osman dropped the snap, he just picks it up and flings it back to Baggett. And Baggett's able to make some good positive yards on that carry.
Yeah, wasn't a great snap, wasn't a great pitch, but Baggett did the rest.
It was effective, though.
It's not how it looks, it's how it ends up.
How it ends up.
I'm sure the Russian judge gave him a 5 on that, but, you know.
Oh, so we do get style points.
Yeah.
Style points on a game.
Murfreesboro now leads Heron 29-0.
3rd and 9 from the 38. Osman takes the pitch, rolls to his right, throws it out, has his receiver. Nice catch. That is Barry Johnson, the running back that slipped out of the backfield, and nice catch and nice gain for Anna. Does bring up 4th down now for the Wildcats. It's going to be 4th and about 3.
Well, it's what it does. It doesn't get a first down, but it's 4th and manageable. Very short. So now AJ can do anything they want.
Well, their normal offense, they put the man in motion. The jet back works the other way, and Osman steps back. He brings number 24, Drake Roach, back to the near side, and we have a timeout taken by the coach, Brett Dienering. 3:14 on the clock. We'll pause 30 seconds. 8-3 the score here from News Radio WJPF.
It is.
That popcorn smells amazing.
29-0 on homecoming. You know what? That could be a running clock eventually.
Well, I've got Marion's number 10 this week.
Yeah, Carbondale was 9, I think.
Yeah. Nashville's 5, Fairfield 6.
End of 1. Harrisburg leads Massac 14-8.
Back at Anna-Jonesboro, Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson. As we mentioned, a couple of scores for you. Marion getting the shutout tonight. So far, they lead at 24-0. Marion ranked number 10 in Class 5A. Carbondale number 9 in Class 4A. Benton received a vote this week. In 3A, Fairfield is number 6. Nashville is number 5. Plus, you had votes from Breeze Mater Dei and DuQuoin, who each received votes in the Class 3A polls. So we'll keep you up to date with those scores.
End of 1. Harrisburg leads Massac County 14-8.
That penalty is declined, and the Lions will take over on downs.
So Carterville will take over at about at their own 33, 34-yard line.
At the 3:09 mark here in the second quarter. Nice job defensively by the Lions. But once again, penalties, drive killers. Doesn't matter the team. You can't have penalties like that.
Well, I'm guessing that at least 2 of these officials tonight will have to have Tommy John surgery after this game for all the flags they're throwing tonight.
We'll find out. It's 1st and 10 for the Lions. Bryce Anderson put in motion. Downen keeps it, pitches it to Anderson on the far side. Out across the 40, the 45 near the 50-yard line. Big run from Bryce Anderson. Boy, I like the design of that play. The fake to Preston Sumner coming through the line. Downen fakes the run off the end. And then when the defender steps up, it's the pitch to Anderson. A gain of about 13 for the Lions. Big play there for Carterville.
And Downen pitched the ball at the perfect time. He waited until the defender came right up on him and then pitched the ball to the outside. Big gain by Carterville.
That was one good-looking play for the Lions. Downen now. He's going to keep it again across midfield, across the 45, spins down close to a first down.
15,
and
on the keeper. Wrapped up by number 60, Landon Cleghorn.
And Carterville has all 3 timeouts left.
They're going to mark it a little bit short. It's going to be a gain of 9. 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 1 for the Lions.
And the ball is at the 44-yard line. Is Downen. Lateral to Bryce Anderson, makes a move. He's across the 40. First down for the Lions. 35 and run out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Boy, did he juke that defender right out of his jeans right there.
And he didn't have a lot of time to make that move because the defender was right on top of him, and his quickness got him to the outside and picked up another Carterville first down. 2:13 to go in the second.
Carterville's driving again as it's an 8-3 game. It was Caleb Knight with a 32-yard field goal that put the Lions on the board. They trail by 5. It'd be nice to get a touchdown going into half. As Anderson has Downen has trips to the right, but he keeps it across the 30, runs over the defender to the 25 where he gets out of bounds again.
Elijah Downen on the carry.
Well done, Eli Downen.
Well, Lucas Carmack, who came up to try and stop him, is 5'7", 140.
Downen is 6'4".
Yeah, big truck beats little
210.
truck every time.
6'4", 210. Is that right? 205.
6'4", 205. Close enough.
We'll take it.
We'll round it off to 210.
2nd and 3 from the 25 for Downen. Again, trips to the left. It's the give to Sumner. He's got a first down. Wide open. Out across the 10. Keeps fighting. Keeps spinning. And
Fumbled
the ball hit the ground, but Carterville was right there. It looks like Jarrett Glenn fell on the ball. And I did not like how Preston Sumner kind of got wrapped up there.
Looked like a loaf of bread he was carrying also. He's got to wrap up that ball, especially the closer you get to the goal line. But nonetheless, Carterville, because Jarrett Glenn, the 5'10", 210 junior, was right on the spot to recover that fumble.
1st and goal from the 6 for the Lions. 1:13 on the clock, and it rolls. It's the give to Sumner. Off right tackle, fights his way, touchdown for the Carterville Lions. And that is Preston Sumner with a 6-yard touchdown run for the Carterville Lions, and they lead this game 9-8.
And it all started with the Carterville Lions defense stopping A.J. on 4th down in their own territory. They take over, some big plays by Downen, Anderson, and others. And Carterville has really played well from about the 5-minute mark of the first quarter on.
Caleb Knight on for the extra point, trying to extend the lead by 1. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick, good. 10-8 is the score. Carterville leads the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats at the 106 mark here from the pit in Anna-Jonesboro on News Radio WJPF. $30. Well, how are we on spots, Brian? This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville for over 30 years. Charlie's can handle any heating or cooling system issue you may be experiencing. And no job is too big or small. Call 985-2502 for Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating. How about that drive from the Lions? It started off back on the 41-yard line, and they drive it down and score on the 6-yard touchdown run from Preston Sumner. Carterville leads at 10-8 at the 106 mark.
Carterville's moved the ball on every offensive possession. They've just hurt themselves with penalties, but the last 2 drives they've had, they've come away with points.
Caleb Knight has it teed up at the 40. The left footer kicks away. It's going to be taken at about the 7-yard line by the Wildcats. Out across the 20, the 25, the 30 to the near sideline where he's wrapped up out near the 40-yard line. And so with just under a minute, as a matter of fact, 59.5 seconds remaining, A.J. going to try to tack on some points. They trail it 10-8. Carterville just scored on a nice drive here right before the end of the half.
I don't believe A.J. has any timeouts left, so if they run the ball, they're going to have to hurry up to the line of scrimmage.
They've only thrown the ball, I believe, 3 times tonight. They're a run-dominant team for Coach Brett Dietering, which isn't a surprise. But Osman Puts his man in motion. It's the give to Johnson, runs it right up the middle, falls forward for a gain of about 1. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9 for the Wildcats.
Trevor Stewart in on another tackle. We've called his name a few times tonight, along with Smolak.
Brings up 2nd and 8 for the Wildcats.
It's a gain of 2 for A.J. The clock rolls to about 36 seconds remaining.
Yeah, they're in no hurry. I think they just do not want to make a mistake here late in the first half. They'll go in at halftime down by 2.
Understandable as Osman gives it on the end around. That is Drake Roach, who picks up, gets out close to a first down. He got popped there at the 48-yard line. The clock is stopped as he has the first down.
Townsend Barton, a sophomore, just lowered the boom.
First down.
1st and 10 from the 48. As Osman slams the ball to the turf to stop the clock.
Townsend Barton moved here from El Dorado. Also a basketball player, has got good size.
Forgot about that.
They list him at 5'10". There's no way he's only 5'10". I'm 5'11", and he's taller than I am. I don't know, maybe he's trying to trick somebody, but he's got to be at least 6'1", 6'2" in my book.
Those lips in his shoes are amazing.
Well, I'll tell you. Maybe
2nd and 10 from the 48. It's the pitch, and it's bobbled in the backfield by Roach. He picks it up. He's back at the 40, makes a move at the 45, out across the 50. Carterville can't get him, but it's going to be brought down short of a first down, and the clock is going to expire, and that is going to end the first half. The Carterville Lions lead Anna-Jonesboro here on their homecoming night at the pit. And we are heading to the half. 10-8, Carterville on top. We'll be back. It's halftime here on News Radio WJPF. All right. All right. All right. All right. Back at the pit in Anna-Jonesboro, Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson. Friday night football. It is our Murphy Wall State Bank halftime show. Carterville leads Anna-Jonesboro. Scott Hudson 10-8. What an entertaining first half.
Well, I thought this would be an entertaining game. Two teams that are combined 1-7 on the season, looking for Carterville their first win, AJ their second win. But both these teams are very young. Both teams have some talent. I was really impressed with Carterville on both sides of the ball after AJ's first possession. When I saw AJ get the ball in the opening kickoff and just march down the field, gaining about 4 or 5 yards per play, I'm like, man, how's Carterville going to be able to stop this? Well, they did it. The very next drive that AJ had the ball, Carterville's defense just manned up. They just were the better team, I thought, from about the 5-minute mark of the first quarter on, and they're up 10-8 here at half. And the only other time they've been up at half this year was halftime against Heron, 17-7.
Anna-Jonesboro, they took the opening kickoff. They drove 80 yards, and it winds up wrapping up with a 3-yard touchdown run from Drake Noah at the 6:51 mark of the first quarter. It was an 11-play drive after the 2-point conversion, good to Hobson. It was 8-0. Carterville gets the ball after that. They drive down a 9-play drive that stalled out, and a change of possession after going for it for 4th and 17, and the big killer on that drive was 2 holding penalties on Preston Sumner runs, and Carterville just could not push it any further than that. AJ gets the ball back, 4 and out. They're forced to punt, and then Carterville has it as make our way toward the end of the first quarter. It was an 11-play drive that started at their own 20-yard line, and it capped on a 32-yard field goal from Caleb Knight. Carterville got on the board at the 9:09 mark, and they trailed 8-3. And then Anna-Jonesboro gets the ball back. A 10-play drive stalled out, and penalty again stopped that drive for Anna-Jonesboro, and Carterville took over, and Carterville then drives it a 6-play drive after a 6-yard touchdown run from the running back Preston Sumner, the extra point good. Carterville leads this game 10-8. Other games around the region tonight, and we've been updating scores as we go along. Marion leads Mount Vernon 24-0. That was the last score that I had there. Other games around Southern Illinois, CZR, it's the battle of the initials tonight. CZR
buy a vowel, please.
SVW, please buy a vowel. And Murphy, as we've been giving updates, is at Heron. Harrisburg at Massac County, Johnston City taking on Chester, El Dorado at Hamilton County, Pinckneyville, it's the Battle of Perry County, Pinckneyville at DuQuoin this evening, Centralia is at Althoff, Nashville is at Sparta, and then coming up tomorrow afternoon in the heat, man, this is going to be a good ball game. The Benton Rangers taking on West Frankfort, and don't forget, Benton received some 4A votes for the top 10. They're just outside the top 10, but that's going to be a dandy ball game in Franklin County.
Yeah, both teams undefeated. Some scores to pass along. I don't know at what point in the game this is, but Murfreesboro now leads Heron 35-0. We also have Marion at last check was leading Mount Vernon 24-0.
It's 32-0.
32-0 now.
Yep.
One little bit of a surprise is that CZR and Cesar-Valera-Waltonville were tied at 16 late in the second. At one point, the Red Devils led that game 16-0, so CZR had come back to tie that game.
And updating Major League Baseball scores, Cards, Cubs, no score in the second inning, and Milwaukee leads the Padres 1-0. I believe that was in the second as well. We'll keep you up to date. Big series in St. Louis, go Cards, but Mad Joe Madden says he's going with his B team tonight. I looked at that lineup. That's a pretty good B team.
That B team would probably beat the Florida Marlins in a 5-game series. But I said a month or two ago that the season would probably come down to the last series of the year. Now, granted, the Cardinals are in the playoffs. That's the good news. But they haven't clinched the division because Milwaukee, since Yelich got hurt and was out for the year, Milwaukee has gone on a tear. And so the Cardinals are going to have to really play well these last 3 games if they want to win the division.
Here it is halftime for Anna-Jonesboro, and right now the band here lined up at the 50-yard line as they're announcing their court here this evening. Anna-Jonesboro, every time we come down here, it's homecoming night, I believe. That's just how the schedule kind of works out. And don't forget, next week, I'm going to leave the broadcasting to you, buddy.
Okay.
It's Nashville.
Well, make sure you leave the equipment to me, too.
I will leave the equipment with you. I've got a family event that I have to go take part of, but Carterville will be at home when they take on Nashville. That's going to be next Friday night. We'll go on and take a break. It's 10-8, the score here from Anna-Jonesboro. This Lions broadcast brought to you by American Monument Company, proud sponsor and supporter Carterville Lions sports. American Monument Company, located on South Court Street in Marion, where their monuments have that special touch. 10-8, the score here at the half. Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson on News Radio WJPF. Okay. All right. Back at Anna-Jonesboro, Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're doing well tonight. Carterville leads this game 10-8. It was a 32-yard field goal from Caleb Knight that got the Lions on the board at the 9:09 mark. And Preston Sumner had a 6-yard touchdown run, his first touchdown of the year, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. And I thought the Carterville running game was very good in that first half. Not only Sumner, but Downen did a great. Downen had two of the biggest runs in that first half for Carterville. Very good, very precise.
Balanced
Offense in the first half. And again, I go back to the defense, which just played lights out after AJ's first drive of the game that resulted in a touchdown. Smolak, we mentioned Burkle, Ivan Jones, and others, Trevor Stewart, just played outstanding defense in that second quarter especially. And honestly, Carterville should probably be up about 17-8. You look at the penalties that cost them early in the game.
That first drive.
But Carterville will get the ball to start the third quarter, so let's see if they can tack on another 7 and put a little distance between them and AJ.
It was that opening drive of the Lions. Preston Sumner popped off a couple of big runs, and unfortunately they were brought back because of holding penalties, but that was a 9-play drive. It started at their own 38, and they got it down to they got down to the 32-yard line of AJ, and it was a penalty that brought it back, and Carterville wound up giving the ball up on the change of possession, but nice first half from the Lions.
Well, I think the other thing, too, with the running game, they had success running the ball between the tackles. They had success running the ball to the outside. And, of course, we mentioned both Downen and Sumner had success. So now when you have that kind of balance running the ball, you kind of keep the defense guessing a little bit. And that's what you want to do. Defenses are supposed to react. But if you've got them thinking a little bit, reacting, that split second or two where they're trying to find the ball, look to see who has the ball, could be the difference in being stopped at the line of scrimmage or getting a big first down.
And it's actually Carterville's, other than like that big opening kickoff return a week ago to Murfreesboro, but that first drive, defensive drive for the Lions, they kind of bend all the way down, but they tend to settle down defensively, and they kind of followed suit here tonight. Band from Anna-Jonesboro still on the field. There's a great crowd here tonight, and let me tell you what this has turned out to be perfect weather-wise.
We had a lot of wind today, which when you have a little bit of heat, you want wind. But when you're down here at the pit, we feel the wind because we're sitting up high off the field. But down on the field, you can even look at the flag. The flag is limp right now and has been the entire game, even though there's been a nice breeze. So for the players, they really don't get to feel what we get to feel up here.
Back in the day when we used to have winter in October.
Yes. I think I was 5 when that happened.
I was with my dad, and we did a game here, and the visiting radio had to sit on top of the press box, and it was about a 30-mile-an-hour wind. It rained. It was about 55 degrees. It was miserable. I'm so glad we have the seats that we have where we do now. 10-8 is our score. It's still halftime, the extended halftime, as it's homecoming for the Wildcats. We'll return coming up on News Radio WJPF. Ten to 8 to score here at halftime from the pit in Anna-Jonesboro. Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson updating some Major League scores. Scott, Milwaukee, Colorado tied up 1-1. That's in the top of the fourth. They're in the top of the third with 2 outs. And no score in St. Louis between the Cards and Cubs.
It's nail-biting time if you're a Cardinal fan. I know they're in, but you don't want to have to go into that wild card, which is a one-game winner-take-all scenario, which I think wild card should be best of 3. I think you play 162 games in a season, you shouldn't be forced to just play one game. That's my opinion, which means absolutely nothing. But this is just going to be, it's going to come down to the Cardinals and Cubs, and Cubs would love nothing but to knock the Cardinals out of that division title. And we talked about the Brewers playing so well. I thought when Yelich went out, I thought their chances of getting to the playoffs are nil, and they've done nothing but played well since then.
This Lions broadcast, it is brought to you by the City of Carterville, Mayor Brad Robinson, the entire City of Carterville. They would like to remind you, you need to download the city's app and sign up for Nixle Text Alerts. Nixle gives you any emergency alerts in your town. It's a really cool alert system, and you'll always get important information, upcoming events. And, of course, Carterville had their free fair back at the beginning of the month. Coming up, it's going to be the Pumpkin Path in downtown Carterville. That's going to be October 31st. Veterans Day ceremony coming up November 11th at 11 a.m. And then don't forget, we're not that far away, Scott Hudson, Turkey Day, Thanksgiving.
Yep.
The community Thanksgiving dinner, November 28th. That's at the Carterville Community Center. And then one of my favorite events in Carterville, the Carterville Christmas in Carterville, December 6th. Download the app from the City of Carterville. They'll keep you up to date on all those events. 40-0 now. Marion leads Mount Vernon. That's still with 7 minutes left in the second quarter.
Yeah.
And you got other
updates? Scores. Halftime, SVW 16, CZR 16. No, they really need to invite Vanna White to one of their games. Murfreesboro over here at half, 35-0. Fairfield over Carmine at half, 28-8. And at halftime, DuQuoin all over Pinckneyville, 38-3.
And don't forget, we talked about the rankings. We'll mention these again. Class 2A, Cesar and El Dorado both received votes. They're just outside the top 10 in Class 2A. Class 3A has Nashville at number 5, Fairfield at number 6. Breeze Mater Dei picked up some votes. DuQuoin picked up some votes as well. Class 4A, Benton Rangers, they received a vote for the top 10. They're just outside that top 10 ranking. And in Class 5A, how about those Carbondale Terriers? What a year they're having. They're number 9 in Class 5A. Marion is number 10.
Well, I think this probably the biggest surprise has to be Marion. I've never doubted Kerry Martin, but he had a lot of turnover this year. He was starting 9 new players on defense, and they've played some pretty good teams. Mahomet Seymour, they've played Jerseyville, they've played Highland, and they've beat everybody. And they've won some of those games and come from behind fashion. They beat a good Cahokia team, come from behind. So I've never doubted Kerry Martin, but that's probably the biggest surprise, knowing how many young players they had. Carbondale, the job Lee's done at Carbondale since he came from Chester has been outstanding. I think he had the same problem that Coach Kerry Martin had when he went to Marion, in that when Coach Lee got to Carbondale, he had to convince the really good athletes to come out for football. And eventually he did. And now they're having success. And once you have success, everybody else wants to come out and play football. So I think it all goes hand in hand, but congratulations to both those teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't forget, tomorrow there's football action taking place in Franklin County, the Battle of Franklin County. The Benton Rangers, who we played in
runs since the first quarter, really. Carterville's defense has played well so far tonight.
Osmond brings his Wildcats to the line of scrimmage. They trail the game 17-8. Spreads one receiver out to the right side. That's Mayberry who steps out to the hash. Puts a man, the jet back in motion. Osmond's going to keep it. He's got the 40-yard line down to a near first down. I think it's going to be a little bit short. It'll depend on the spot. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 1 now.
He does such a good job of that ball fake. I mean, he fakes us out.
Yeah. 2nd and 1. Checking out of the game, it's Noah Hobson. He comes to the near sideline, as does Caden Mayberry. 2nd and 1. The defense needs a big stop right here. Clock rolls, 4:40. Showing here in the 3rd quarter, and we have a whistle and a timeout that's taken by Anna-Jonesboro. 17-8, Anna-Jonesboro has the ball in Carterville territory. We'll be back in 30 seconds on News Radio WJPF. .436 on the 3rd quarter clock. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Tony Gates State Farm. Bundle your home and auto insurance. Visit Tony Gates, your local neighborhood State Farm agent. I just thought of something.
What's that?
We got to stop for ice cream on the way home.
Oh, now you're talking. Now you're talking.
I knew that'd get your attention. We got to do that. That's our tradition here.
That's right.
4:36. AJ with the football. Osmond gives it to Johnson. He's got the first down out to about the 32-yard line. First down for Anna-Jonesboro.
I go back to before this play. AJ had to use a timeout early here or midway through the 3rd quarter. It may seem insignificant to many, but remember in the first half, AJ had the ball late but had no timeouts, and basically the clock just ran out on him. So having to use a timeout early in the 3rd might come back to bite them.
They have 2 remaining here in this half. As again, it's the give to Johnston. Osmond with the carry.
Tripped up by number 10, Bryce Anderson.
That's enough for a first down.
That seems like every time Osmond runs the ball on that ball fake, he gets big yards. They're really sucking the Carterville defense in between the tackles, and then he just slides to the outside and picks up big yards.
So I don't even see him keep it. I mean, his fake on this option is so good. It's 1st and 10 from the 20, from the red zone now for Anna-Jonesboro. They trail 17-8, 3:44 on the clock. It's the give to Johnson. I see he has it this time. Powers his way right up the middle, down to the 10-yard line. That should be another A.J. first down.
By number 9, Matt Wallace.
Now, they've obviously made some adjustments at halftime with their blocking scheme offensively, as Carterville really shut the running game down in that second quarter especially.
It's going to be second and about 6 inches. The ball is at the 11-yard line. This is the 7th play of the drive for the Wildcats. Good-looking drive as well. They just march it right up the field. Nothing fancy. You got to stop us. Osman, he gives it to Johnson that time, and he has enough for a first down. That's going to move the chains. The third first down on the drive for the Wildcats.
Well, they were probably going to pick up the first down anyway, so only giving up a yard or two is not that bad, because now it's first and goal. And remember, Carterville held down here in the first half. Let's see if they can do it again.
First and 10. It's first and goal, rather, from the 6. For Coach Brett Dietering's Wildcats. Osman under center is going to keep it. Runs it right up the middle. Powers his way down toward the goal line. Keeps the legs churning. No whistle. No whistle. And now, finally, battles his way. What a hard-fought run by the quarterback for Anna-Jonesboro, Gavin Osman.
First time they've run the quarterback sneak tonight. It was from 6 yards out. Obviously caught Carterville a little off guard, and I thought maybe the whistle would blow because his forward progress had been stopped. But they didn't, and he got into the end zone, and we've got ourselves a ball game.
Yes, we do. 17-14 the score right now, as Anna-Jonesboro will go for the 2-point conversion. Boy, that was a good-looking drive from the Wildcats.
They answered Carterville's score. Let's score their own.
The 2-point conversion, setting up for that. Osman. He's going to throw it. This is what they did earlier. It's picked off by the Lions, and the 2-point conversion is no good. So the Lions hold a 3-point lead. It is 17-14 at the 2:43 mark here in the third quarter. Carterville's getting the ball back. We'll have all the action right here on News Radio WJPF.
Running clock.
to 14 the score here from the pit in Anna-Jonesboro. Carterville the 3-point lead after the 58-yard drive by Anna-Jonesboro. Squib kick on the ground. It's going to be out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. It's going to be Carterville football. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by SIH, a comprehensive network of care. You can go online and visit at SIH.net. Baseball scores 2-1 Milwaukee. Still, that's in the top of the 5th, bottom of the 4th. Cubs, Cards, no score. 2:43 here, 17-14. Carterville has the football.
41-0. Murfreesboro over Heron. Got a running clock in Heron. Also, we've got DuQuoin up 45-3 over Pinckneyville in the third.
Here come the Lions. They lead it by 3. They need to extend this lead as we're under 3 minutes to go here in the third. Downen has Two receivers to the right, one to the left. It's the give to his running back, though, Preston Sumner, where he's met right there by about 5 defenders from Anna-Jonesboro. Nothing there on that carry. Second down for Carterville.
Yeah, AJ's got about 7 guys in the box, meaning they've got about 7 guys within 5 yards of line of scrimmage.
And there's a Wildcat that's injured over on the far sideline. Our friend Brad Brush got to talk with him before the game. Trainer for the Southern Illinois Miners, and here at Anna-Jonesboro comes out. 17-14 the score at the 2.5 mark of the third. We'll take a break. We'll be back in 30 on News Radio WJPF. Go on and run another one here. Two and a half remaining here in the third quarter. There's a injured Anna-Jonesboro Wildcat over on the far sideline. Can't catch a number. But they are going to ask for an ambulance to come out. Not exactly sure what's going on. But here the ambulance is not far away from the field, and so they'll back them up inside the gate. This Lions broadcast, it is a service of Home Renew, serving all of Southern Illinois. Protect what matters most with Home Renew. For roofing, siding, storm damage, repair, and gutters, giving you peace of mind, you can call 694-9100. Call Home Renew. Don't forget Scott Hudson, Mike Murphy will have Sports Voice on location coming up tomorrow morning on right here on 1340 a.m. Also on 103.5 ESPN. That'll be from 8 until 10. And pick the high school team of the week. Cardinals lead. Matt Carpenter, home run.
All right.
How about that?
This has not been a very good year for Matt, but he's come up with some big home runs. Obviously this one and then the one in Chicago in the top of the 10th. I think that was the first game of the 4-game series that gave the Cardinals the win. So Cardinals up by 1. And at Cesar-Valier, Waltonville, 32-16, they lead CZR now in the third.
We'll go on and take another break, and we'll be back here as we have a injury timeout. 17-14, Carterville has the football, and we'll be back on News Radio WJPF. Yeah, let's go on and we can run some more. Okay. Okay. You can roll another one too. Okay. Okay. Back at Anna-Jonesboro, Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson, where we have an injured Wildcat over on the far sideline just next to the hash. And they've asked the ambulance service to come out, the training staff out there. Coach, or Brad Brush, the trainer for Anna-Jonesboro. I see Mike Stroud out there, the trainer for Carterville, along with the coaching staff, the ambulance crew. It's homecoming here at Anna-Jonesboro, and you just hate, it's not what you want to see during a football game.
Now they're taking their time with a young man who we do not know who that is, but he's been on the ground for probably about 6, 7, maybe 8 minutes. They're taking their time. I think from what I can see is that they're putting him on a backboard, I believe, probably
to be evaluated. They'll take him to get evaluated. Let's see, why don't we run down the latest scores that we got, Scott, and see what you got.
All right, let's see what we've got here. Cesar-Valera, Waltonville leads CZR 32-16 in the third. 11:28 to go in the third. DuQuoin leads Pinckneyville 45-3. At Heron, Murfreesboro all over Heron in the third, 41-0 over the Tigers. At half, Belleville-Altoff leads Centralia 7-6. Those are just some of the scores we've got right now.
Milwaukee continues to lead Colorado 2-1. That's bottom of the fifth with one out. St. Louis, the Cardinals lead 1-0 Cubbies, bottom of the fourth with one out. Matt Carpenter with a bomb to left field. 17-14 is the score here. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville. For installment or repair, call 985-2502 and get back to comfort this season. Proudly supporting the Carterville Lions. And don't forget, we'll name our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal Star of the Game. Coming up in our post-game show, we'll have a chance to talk to head coach Brett Dial as they fans here on both sides. We're on the Wildcat side of the field to the north of the pit. Carterville fans standing up over on the far side across from us. Round of applause for the Wildcats player that is going to be taken to the hospital here in Union County for further evaluation.
We got one preseason NHL score. St. Louis Blues lead the Washington Capitals 4-2.
8 days away? Is that right?
No. Wednesday night. So that would be 5 days. No. Yeah, 5 days.
We got
Wednesday
tickets?
night. If you've got $400, I'll go. That's about.
That's how it's going to be all year.
The going price right now for opening night, I think the cheapest I saw was $242. That's at the very top.
I paid $12 for tickets to one game last year. I don't think I'm going to be doing that again this year at any point.
No, I don't think so.
I'll be out on the street watching it from out there. All right, we're ready to go. The Lions have it. It is Downen that keeps it on the read option from Sumner. He's out across midfield to the 48-yard line. Big run from Downen.
Tripped up by number 31.
And that's a first down for Carterville.
Downen has picked up big yards almost every time he's carried the ball. He's the type of runner as a quarterback. He's not fleet of foot, but he knows when to follow his blockers. He knows when to cut inside or outside. And then when he gets hit, he carries somebody with him for 2, 3, 4 yards.
First and 10. They're in AJ territory. Downen's going to keep it. Cuts it to the outside. He's across the 40, knocked out of bounds inside the 40-yard line over on the far sideline. That's another first down for the Lions.
I think Sumner was supposed to be the pitch man, but Sumner got too far ahead of Downen, so then he became Downen's lead blocker, and it worked out well.
That's good because Sumner comes in at 6'2", 210. That's a pretty good blocker out in front of you. Back-to-back first downs. First and 10 from the 39. Trips to the left. Downen's back, throws it down the right side. Receiver is Bryce Anderson, I believe.
Intended for number 8.
Actually, Carson Pearson. They're like twins to me.
Yeah, same size, same speed, very shifty. I like the play call. Carterville has not had to throw the ball much tonight, but you've got A.J. a little bit off balance defensively. You come back with the throw down the sideline. I thought it was a good play call, just a little overthrown.
That was
good, very
defensive
good coverage
out on that far side as well. Minute 51 here in the third quarter. Downing this time gives it to Sumner. He's got 7 yards. He's fighting his way. First down for Carterville. Hard running from the junior, Preston Sumner.
He should have been stopped about 3 yards short of the first down, but somebody tried to tackle him by the jersey. That didn't work. Sumner had his legs going, and he picks up a big first down.
And that's good for another Lion first down.
The ball now at the 28 of Anna-Jonesboro. This drive started back at the 35. This will be the 6th play of the drive for the Lions. Downing, he takes the snap. Laterals it out to the right side. Carson Pearson battles his way out near a first down.
And he got an excellent block.
Yes, he did.
On the outside, I think by Bryce Anderson. Anderson sealed off the defensive back and it allowed Pearson to get by him and pick up 8 yards.
That was a gain of 8. It's 2nd and 2 now from the 20-yard line. Carterville in the red zone on moving from right to left. Downing, this time he's going to keep it. Fakes it to Sumner. He cuts it up inside the 15-yard line. 10, 5. Touchdown, Carterville. A 20-yard touchdown run from the QB for the Lions, and they lead the game 23-14.
This is by far Eli Downing's best game of the season. Yes, they haven't thrown the ball a lot, but when they have, he's been on target. He's running the ball exceptionally well, especially between the tackles. He is so hard to bring down, and everybody in this third quarter has scored when they've had the ball.
Caleb Knight is on for the extra point, 23-14, 1:16 on the clock. The snap, the kick is good, and it's 24-14, a 10-point lead for the Lions at the 1:16 mark here on News Radio WJPF. (24-14), the Lions lead Anna-Jonesboro. Minute 16 left here in the third quarter. Carterville's Caleb Knight has it teed up. He's ready to kick off.
You can start calling him Bronco Nagurski.
No kidding.
Jack Lambert.
And he gets his foot into this one, drives Anna-Jonesboro back to the 1-yard line. It's going to be taken out across the 15 to the 20, the 25, the 30, and about the 32-yard line. So AJ's going to have decent field position with 1:09 on the clock here in Anna-Jonesboro on homecoming night. AJ trails it by 10, 24-14.
Massac County has now taken the lead over Harrisburg in the third, 28-21.
So AJ operating from their own 32-yard line. Osman is the quarterback. It's the give to his fullback. That's Barry Johnson. And man, a loss on that carry. Where did that Carterville defense come up with? And that was number 68, I believe, Eben Hensley on the tackle.
And Chaz Burkle. We've mentioned Burkle's name quite a bit tonight. We've mentioned Stewart, Jones, and others. The Carterville defense, yeah, they've given up some yards, especially on the first drive of the game, but they've played well tonight.
2nd and 9. It was actually a gain of 1 on that from the 33. Gavin Osman, the sophomore quarterback. Puts his man in motion, gives it. Nope, Osmond's going to keep it across the 40. Out near the 45, it's going to be enough for a Wildcat first down. Boy, that's just battling that all night. I cannot read that ball. He's doing such a great job on it.
Well,
not that my eyes are the greatest, but
a part of the reason for that, Dave, is because when he does the ball fake, the running back is really close to the line of scrimmage. It's not like it's 5 yards in the backfield to where you can actually see it. They're so close to the line of scrimmage, he pulls it out, and he's got running room to the outside.
That was a gain of 11 by the quarterback. But with 12 seconds on the clock, it looks like Coach Brett Dietering's going to let the quarter end as we're down to 5 seconds. As we head to the fourth quarter, Carterville leads this game 24-14. Fourth quarter actions coming up next on News Radio WJPF.
Addison
24-14 the score as we open up the fourth quarter.
Good third quarter by both teams. And as I said, we talked about in the pregame, we thought this game could be an exciting game, and that's exactly what we've had.
First and 10 from the 44. AJ's moving from right to left now. As it is Osmond that keeps it out near midfield, across midfield, inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line. That's enough for an AJ first down.
That's probably the one play that Carterville's really had problems with tonight, is Osmond just faking the handoff and running. And normally he gets anywhere from 4, 5, 6 yards a crack every time he does that. And I know we just started the fourth quarter, but if Carterville can at least force them to get in third down situations and keep that clock running, it's going to be make it more difficult on AJ.
It's a 10-point Lion lead, 24-14. Osmond. He keeps it after the fake to Johnson. Took a big hit. Defenders all thought Johnson had the ball, and Osmond kind of had to get his, don't think he knew what was going on there for a second. Not that he has a helmet hit, but took a second to kind of gain his balance, and he picked up about 6 on that carry.
I think it was Nicholas Dawson that got into the backfield and actually hit the quarterback, Osmond.
Right on the exchange.
Yeah, right on the exchange, but he didn't wrap him up.
2nd and 5 from the 38, gain of 5. Now Osmond, once again, gives it to Johnson this time. He's got a first down and more as he gets out to about the 30-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 8. First down, AJ.
Yeah, they're starting to get their running game going again, and this game may end up coming down to who scores last.
Exactly. But both teams have had clock-consuming drives. It's 1st and 10 from the Carterville 30 now. Boy, ball was on the ground. It's picked up by Johnson, and the handoff, and who is that? Is that Smolak? It got in there. It is. Number 73 reached his arm in on that handoff. The ball hit the turf, and AJ's lucky they didn't turn that over.
Yeah, Trevor Sturt was in there as well. And again, a ball that's on the ground behind the line of scrimmage ends up being about a 3-yard gain.
2nd and 7, and you know what?
It's better be lucky than good.
I don't think we've had a turnover in this game.
No, we have not. You are correct. Man,
I ain't got good memories, good memory.
That apple juice you're drinking is really helping out.
Yes, it is. Osmond hands it to his fullback, and there's that Carterville defensive line.
Smolak.
Tackled by number 73.
Him and who did he just chest bump? Or Josh Levens. Josh Levens, who is 5'8", and Smolak, who is 6'2".
3rd and 8 for the Wildcats.
That's what you call evaporating.
Yeah.
Smolak was all over him, and then you're looking around like, is there a player underneath him? Oh, yeah, there he is.
3rd and 8 from the 28. Come on, Carterville. Need a defensive stop here. Osmond's going to keep it. He's going to be short of the first down, about 3 yards short, and it's going to bring up 4th down and 3 for AJ. You can bet they're going to go for it.
Oh, no question. And Carterville did a better job of defensing that
Brings up 4th and 2
quarterback
for the Wildcats.
option that time. He did pick up positive yards, but it's going to bring up 4th and short as we're under 8:40 to go in the game.
This drive that started at the 109 mark of the 3rd quarter, now it's 4th and 2 from the 22. Big defensive play here for the Lions. Big pop.
Ooh.
Don't know if that's going to be really close.
He's already signaling.
They're already marking. But, man, what a big hit there on that carry.
First down.
That's going to keep the drive alive, coming up on the 10th play of the drive.
Just enough yardage for the first down.
And Anna-Jonesboro has the ball right at the 20-yard line. They trail by 10, 8:15 on the clock. Osmond puts a man in motion, and that's going to be a penalty. Looks like somebody jumped. It's going to be
Well, they're saying Carterville moved, but the left end.
number 61. That was
He
Roach.
took off.
It's going to be false start against Anna-Jonesboro.
And that's going to be
That's going to back it up 5 yards. Boy, that's the first penalty, I believe, here in the second half.
1st and 15.
It's going to bring up 1st and 15 now. So the ball is at the 25-yard line. Scott and I will name our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game coming up on our postgame show. 7:53 on the clock. 1st and 15 from the 25. It's Osmond. He keeps it off left end, out across the 20, down to about the 18-yard line.
Yeah, he got the 5 yards back plus 2. But the clock continues to run under 7:30 to go. Final, Murfreesboro defeats Heron 41-0.
Second and 8 from the 18. Osmond, the quarterback for AJ. He's worked the whole game under center. He's going to keep it, pitches it. The ball's on the turf, and Carterville is there to recover a big turnover. The first turnover of the game as the pitch to Drake Roach was behind Roach, and it hits the turf. And look at that. The Carterville Lions have their first fumble recovery of the night here. Carterville football at the 6:59 mark.
And it could not have come at a better time. Roach was too far ahead of Osmond. You've got to stay behind him. Roach was too far, and the pitch was a little bit short, and he fumbled the ball. And unlike other times the ball's been on the ground tonight, AJ couldn't come up with it, and Carterville with a big turnover.
6:59 on the clock. Carterville with a 10-point lead. Now they can bring their offense out, try to run this clock down. They have it 1st and 10 from their own 20. Boy, that was a huge play of the game, the biggest play of the game so far. AJ was driving. Carterville has a chance to ice this one. Can they take their time as they give it to Sumner? He's out across the 22, 23, keeps the legs line. Oh, if he could have just kept his feet. That was wide open, but he's down at the 25-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 5. 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
Coming up a little lame. Looks like maybe a thigh or maybe a groin injury, but I would still love to see Sumner, who's run the ball very well from week 2 on. I still would love to see him lower that shoulder when he's got a defensive back coming up trying to hit him. Maybe Caleb Knight could give him some
yeah. Trips to the right. One out to the left. From the shotgun, down and takes the snap. He's going to keep it. Cuts it to the outside at the hash mark. Cuts it back toward the middle. Spun down just short of the 30 at the 29. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and 1 for Carterville.
Into 3, Marion 55, Mount Vernon nothing.
And we have an injured player. Another Anna-Jonesboro Wildcat is on the turf at the 32-yard line.
Carterville knows all too well
what's
about
happening.
Injuries.
Exactly.
They have had their share of injuries. Like I said, this is my 4th year at Carterville, and I've never seen a team decimated by injuries. Some even in the off season, before the season even starts, but most obviously during the season. But you just hope that the young gentleman they took out in the ambulance earlier is going to be okay, and hopefully this young man on the field now is going to be able to get up and walk away under his own power.
5:55 on the clock. We're in the 4th quarter. Carterville leads it by 10. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll be back on News Radio WJPF. Okay. Back at the pit in Anna-Jonesboro, Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson as trainer Brad Brush remains out on the field with the injured Wildcat. Let's update some scores, Scott, and I'll update you here. Colorado has tied up Milwaukee 2-2, bottom of the 6th with nobody out. Carter still continuing to lead the Cubs 1-0. That's in the bottom of the 5th with nobody out.
Yeah, the score I just gave you, Marion leads Mount Vernon after 3, 55-0. Murfreesboro shut out Heron, 41-0. Last check we had, Chester hangs on to edge Johnston City 14-12 in the Black Diamond. Last score we had, Massac had the lead over Harrisburg 28-21 in the 3rd. And the Cesarville Waltonville Red Devils lead CZR now 38-24 in the Bayaval Bowl.
And don't forget, tomorrow it'll be Benton and West Frankfort. That game is set for a 1 o'clock kickoff in West Frankfort. That'll be a dandy ball game. Scott and Mr. Murphy will have Sports Voice starting at 8 o'clock. From 8 until 10, we'll name the high school team of the week. We'll talk about SIU football after their bye week this week. They'll be back in action, I think, South Dakota State next Saturday on the road. SIU basketball started practice this week. I'm sure we'll be talking about SIU. Let's see, what else? John A. started practice this week. How about that? We'll be talking about that. Jay Scrugg. Mm-hmm. Top player in the country, I believe. What was the magazine that he was?
Was it Street and Smith?
Street and Smith. And so basketball, we're over halfway done with the football season.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to believe. And, this upcoming Wednesday night, the second most anticipated day in St. Louis sports this year. Of course, number 1 was the parade back in June.
Yeah.
This one, opening night of the NHL season, the Capitals in. The Blues will raise the Stanley Cup banner to the rafters, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's a lot of things to talk about. We've got the NASCAR playoffs going on as well, college football, some big games last week, a few this week. You almost need more than 2 hours.
Do you know how I did on my picks last week?
I do not know.
I
don't have them with me.
I know.
I don't have them with me. Do you know how you did?
No,
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I really don't.
Well, the one I'm really looking forward to checking is Murph, because he said he's going to go 18-0 the next 3 weeks.
That's what he said.
So
I hope he does.
And we have that on tape, by the way,
I hope
which
he
will be
does.
used against him at any point in time.
For the Wildcats, the injured player is Matthew Wright, the 5'11" sophomore running back. Linebacker, actually. He's walking off under his own power with a little assistance from the coaching staff and Brad Brush. Nice to see him walk off the field as he comes to the sideline just below us here. There's 5:55 on the clock. Carterville has a 10-point lead, 24-14. Anna-Jonesboro just committed the first turnover of the game. So here come the Lions. Downing. He works from under center. Pulls the linebackers in tight. They step up close to the line. Is it going to be a give to Sumner? Downing, he's going to keep it. Is the quarterback sneak? First down, Carterville.
Yeah, Downing was letting the play clock run down as far as he could to keep that play clock or the game clock running. But he just goes forward about 3-4 yards, picks up a first down, and keeps, more importantly, keeps that clock running.
It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by SIH, creating a healthy Southern Illinois, made stronger by acts of caring that transform lives. Visit SIH.net. Downing, he'll work from the shotgun this time. He looks for the back judge to give the signal. The 5 to go. Looks, there it is, 4-3, snaps it on the 3 count and gives to Sumner. He cuts to the outside. He's got a first down at the 45, keeps chugging out near the 50.
Preston Sumner on the carry.
Now he's hopping over on the sideline, throws his helmet off.
And he may be cramping.
Yeah, he had cramping in the Heron game in week 2.
And that's good for Lions.
And you got to hope that's all it is. Let's just hope it's a cramp. But a big run by Sumner. Gets to the outside. Great second, third effort. Sometimes you like to see your back go down after the initial contact or maybe second effort because you worry about a fumble, but he's played well tonight.
Lions have it at midfield. 1st and 10. Downing's going to keep it. Cuts up at the 45, to the outside, near the 40, down to the 35. And that's enough for a first down for the Lions.
But now for Carterville, you're not going to see them put the ball in the air. It's all about ball security. AJ's going to be trying to strip that ball at every opportunity. You've got to make sure you've got a tight grip on the football.
1st and 10 from the 35, and it's going to be run the clock. They'll take it down to 3 seconds every snap now, as they have the ball at the 35 of Anna-Jonesboro. And then 10-point lead, 24-14, 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the game. Downing from the shotgun. It's the pitch to Bryce Anderson. Nice job defensively. That pitch is so deep, as
Number 10,
that's a loss of about
10
on the carry. It's back to the 45, so it's 2nd and 20 from the 45.
Yeah, and even if he gets around the first defender, he's still got 10 yards to get to the line of scrimmage. And by that time, the defense has enough time to react.
Well, I understand the premise. It's the speed that you're hoping that the speed can catch the corner before the defenders can get there. That was a good defensive play by the Wildcats to shut that down. In the backfield with Downing, we have the running back. And it's the give to Zach Anson. Ball's on the ground, but it looks like Carterville jumped right back on it. Don't do that, boys. Zach Anson with the carry.
And again, Jarrett Glenn comes up with a big fumble recovery. Remember, down here in the late in the first half, Glenn jumped on a loose ball.
Call a timeout.
Call a timeout.
We'll take a break as well. The Lions lead at 24-14 at Anna-Jonesboro here on News Radio WJPF.
Tim McGrath.
Okay.
833-6894.
2.5 left here in this game. Carterville has the 10-point lead and the ball. Updating a couple of scores for Major League Baseball. 2-2, Colorado's tied up Milwaukee. Cardinals still lead bottom of the fifth, 1-0. And it was Nashville defeating Sparta tonight, 53-14, the final score.
And I get to see the Hornets next week at Carterville.
I'm going to be gone. I'm going to take the night off.
Are you? Okay.
I'm going to go on assignment, as we
Okay,
say.
going to go on assignment. And want to remind everybody, next week we'll have the broadcast only, no live streaming next week.
Yes,
So
exactly.
I want everybody to know that up front.
Down and throws it, ball wide open, right down the middle. That is Bryce Anderson with the touchdown. And that is going to be a 42-yard touchdown pass from Downen to Bryce Anderson.
A beautiful throw by Downen. He waited long enough for Anderson to get between the two defenders and threw it right down the hash marks. And Anderson, all he had to do was run underneath it. And that is a big touchdown, and that's going to probably seal the deal tonight.
Caleb Knight is on to do the extra point.
I don't think A.J. expected a pass in that situation.
I wasn't expecting a pass. The kick is up. The kick is good.
And the point after attempt is good.
The Caleb Knight with the extra point. It's 31-14. The Carterville Lions in control with 2 minutes and 24 seconds. We'll just keep it right here. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by American Monument Company, proud supporter of Carterville Lions sports. American Monument Company. They are located on South Court Street in Marion, where their monuments have that special touch.
Yeah, I know Carterville has not thrown the ball a lot tonight. Downen had the one overthrow earlier. He also threw the ball out of bounds one time on fourth down, where I thought you got to give your receiver a chance to catch the ball. But overall, Downen has had a very, very good night. He's great touch on that pass to Anderson. I mean, he just let Anderson run underneath it. He's run the ball very well, and he's made great decisions on when to keep the ball or whether to pitch the ball. And that's something that, when you run an option offense like Carterville does at times, you got to have a Carterville that's got it up here between the ears as well in the legs.
You mentioned it earlier. Let's give big credit to the offensive line for Carterville. The defensive line has played outstanding tonight. Preston Sumner, an outstanding performance at running back. It's just been an all-around good effort by this team.
It has. Now, AJ's had probably three possessions in this game where they pretty much ran the ball at will, but one of those ended in a turnover, which Carterville did what good teams do. They turned it into points.
Yes, they did. The kickoff is taken at the 7-yard line by Anna-Jonesboro. Brings it to the near side and out of bounds. And
number 15.
thought there might be a penalty there. Is on the return for AJ. It was Noah Hobson.
Zachary Anson, a sophomore, in on the tackle for the Lions. Starting to see some of those really white jerseys on the field, which means there's some
newbies,
new players out there. It's going to be a fun ride for the Carterville Lions back to Carterville.
You need to think about our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game
All
tonight.
right, I'll think about it.
We'll name that in our post-game show. 2:18 on the clock. AJ with the football. Osmond, the quarterback. He gives it. He's going to keep it. Falls forward for just a couple.
Number 30, Townsend Barton.
Should be a gain of about 2, 2nd and 8 now.
Townsend Barton with a nice tackle. Barton hasn't played a lot, I don't believe, leading up to this game, but I think he's done a good job tonight while he's been in there.
You mentioned him a couple of times.
And he's only a sophomore. And he's not 5'10". I'm sorry, he's at least 6'1" or 2. I don't know who measured him.
2nd and 7. It was a gain of 3. The ball's at the 30-yard line. Osmond takes the pitch, gives it to his jetback who comes through. That is Nate Baggett on the carry out to the 35-yard line, and the clock rolls to about 1.5 minutes remaining.
Trevor Sturt on the tackle. We've mentioned his name. Smolak, Burkle, Jarrett Glenn with 2 big fumble recoveries for Carterville that will go unnoticed by many.
Osman gives it to his fullback, first down. That'll stop the clock while they set the chains as we have 63 seconds remaining in the game. Carterville leads this game 31-14. We're going to have a chance to talk to Coach Brett Dow, who picks up his first win as a head coach.
I think he might get a Gatorade bath over there after.
I would say if I were him, I hope he has a towel waiting.
or head on a swivel.
Big run out across midfield, gets away. That's Johnson down inside Carterville territory, falls inbounds out across the 45 to the 43-yard line. Big run from the fullback. And the clock stops while they move the chains once again. 1st and 10 from the 43. Clock rolls. This will be the last play of the game. It's to give to Johnston. No gain. 23 seconds remaining.
That's a happy group of Lions on the field and on the sideline.
Well deserved. This has been a good game, and between these two teams, and that's how it's going to end. 31-14, the final score. The Carterville Lions pick up win number 1 for the season, win number 1 in conference.
And that's your game.
And how about
Anna-Jonesboro 14, Carterville 31.
that is, look at those Lions players over on the far sideline. Coach Brett Dial, the guys will line up. They'll go through and shake hands. 31-14, the final score. Post-game show is next on News Radio WJPF.
Back after this, shows Solomon.
Carterville gets the win tonight over Anna-Jonesboro, 31-14, the first win of the season for Coach Brett Dial. and the Carterville Lions for 2019. Let's run through our scoring real quick. Back in the first quarter, Anna-Jonesboro took the opening drive. They went 80 yards. It was Drake Roach with a 3-yard touchdown run at the 6:51 mark of the first. The 2-point conversion was good. AJ led this game 8-0. Carterville, they scored their first points of the game in the second quarter after a 32-yard field goal from Caleb Knight at the 9:09 mark. And Carterville was on the board 8-3. Sumner had a 6-yard touchdown run, the 1:06 mark. Carterville led at the half 10-8. Switch over to the third quarter. A 10-yard touchdown run from Eli Downen at the 6:40 mark gave Carterville a 17-8 lead. A 6-yard let's see here. Anna-Jonesboro got on the board. A 6-yard touchdown run from Osman pulled AJ to within 3, 17-14. But then it was a 20-yard touchdown run by Carterville. They go up 24-14. Carterville scored one more, a 42-yard touchdown pass down into Anderson at the 2:24 mark of the fourth. Extra point was good, 31-14. Who would you say would be our Joe's Lawn Care star of the game?
Boy, you could go a number of ways in this game tonight. I've sung the praises of the offensive line and defensive line tonight. I thought by far this was their best games of the year, other than maybe the Heron game where I thought they played well. But they just opened up so many big holes. I think you got to look at those two. I think you've got to look at, you got to look at the leader of any football team, and that's your quarterback. Eli Downen with a very good night running the ball through the touchdown pass there late that sealed things. I thought he was very smart in his decision-making tonight. Sumner ran the ball hard. I guess if I had to pick one, I go back to the guy that's supposed to be the leader of your team, your quarterback. And I thought Eli Downen had an exceptional night tonight. The offensive line gave him some big holes to run through. He made big play after big play, first down after first down when the Lions needed it. I like Eli Downen.
Eli Downen, our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. 618-534-8148. Owned by Joe and Lindsay McCann of Carterville for over 20 years. They specialize in commercial, residential lawn care, landscape maintenance, tree trimming, and snow removal. Give them a call, 618-534-8148. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. Eli Downen, our Joe's Lawn Care star of the game. When we come back, I believe Coach Brett Dowell is going to be coming up here shortly. We'll continue. Carterville wins this game tonight, 31-14. Coach Brett Dowell picks up his first win of the season, and hopefully we'll have him here. He's got a football in his hand. He may have got the game ball tonight.
Yeah, maybe he's star of the game.
We'll find out. We'll take a break and return on our postgame show here on News Radio WJPF. Keep rolling. He's still on the far sideline, but he's making his way this way. But he's got a long way to go. So. Run him out. That way we'll close out as soon as we're done with him.
Did you lose the UK iPad, iPod? I don't know. All right, good. Thank you. Well, maybe. He said we only got 13 freshmen, and they're all hurt too.
He's making us. He's up almost here now. So.
Broken foot. They said we're down to 13 freshmen, so they'll probably count.
All right, just let me know.
All right. See ya.
He's run one more. Okay.
Well, that's about as quick as I can get up here, man.
We needed that.
Needed it.
Okay, thanks.
We thought you might get a Gatorade bath. I'm glad I did.
31-14, the final score. Carterville gets the win, the first win of 2019, first conference win of 2019, and lo and behold, first win for head coach Brett Dow. Congratulations.
Man, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And, it just means a little something extra coming down here at Anna. We just have a ton of respect for Coach Dietering and his staff. And, I've had the opportunity to coach with him and get to know him very well over the last, 15, close to 20 years, really. And just a ton of respect for what he's done. And to come down here and execute, a little bit shorthanded with some guys out. I'm just really proud of our kids. They just continue to battle. They're 0-4. It's really easy to just hang it up and stop giving an effort, but that's never happened. And, when you look at this year, it seems like every practice it's 90, 95 degrees, and, what are you really playing for? And, but these guys have really bought into just getting better each day and buying into what we're doing, and that they're dying to have some success, and I'm really happy for the guys that they were able to finish it off tonight.
There were some players, and Scott and I were really impressed with the line play tonight. Outstanding, and what was even better was how excited they got for each other whenever they made a big play, and it was obvious from up here.
Yeah, to me, that's one of the biggest signs of a team that's starting to get it. And when you start to genuinely care about your teammate and, get excited when somebody else makes a big play, that's when you've kind of bought into really what you're trying to do. We're not going to be a one-person show here. We can't afford that. We don't have that guy. So we're going to all have to pitch in. And, I think up front we just continue to get better each week. We've got a lot of new guys. They're all new out on the field. And not only are they new, but they're battling or replacing some guys that got injured. And we're just building some depth right there. And I'm really excited to continue to work with these guys and continue to move forward.
A couple things, Coach. One, your defense only gave up 7 points after the opening drive, which I thought was very impressive, especially the way A.J. marched down the field and scored on that opening drive. Secondly, offensively, I thought this overall was Eli Downing's best game. He didn't throw the ball a lot, but he was making very smart decisions on when to run and when to pitch the ball or when to hand it off. I thought it was a very good game by him.
Yeah, really. I tell you, a month, 2 months ago, if you would have told me that Eli would have had, I don't know what he had. He had like close to 190, I think, rushing. If you would have told me we'd have a game like that, I just didn't think we were going to be that kind of team. But, we're kind of developing into that kind of team where, we do have a running threat with that big guy. And, he runs hard. He's a physical runner. These linebackers, they're taking a hit. He's taking a hit too. But, he's a big kid, and he's lowering his shoulder, and he's falling forward a lot. And just giving us a whole other dynamic here that, really when he's able to get moving forward.
It's you can see how this team has progressed, though, and you're really starting to see the big strides, and it was obvious here tonight.
Sure, and like I said, I continue to give our kids a lot of credit. We tried to simplify some things. I'm a rookie coach. I've told our kids day one. I'll say this. In 10 years. Every season, I will lead our program in mistakes made. And some of the mistakes that I made early probably overloaded, and we just really weren't good at anything. And tonight we kind of settled in and found a little bit of a groove and really got going with about a handful of plays and started to execute a little bit better. And, it's amazing how that works. When we get better at less, we have a little bit more success.
Less is more.
And that's just something that I've learned and I'll do better at.
And I think, Coach, something else you found out tonight, your kicker can pretty much put a hit on somebody. He smoked that. He smoked that kid on the sideline.
Yeah, he did. I'll tell you, and he hit another field goal from 30 out probably.
32.
So that's 4 field goals, 30 plus, and what a luxury that is. And that's huge. They come down and they score and get the 2-point conversion. We're down 8-0, and we kind of get jammed up, but we were able to get a field goal on the board, and next thing you know, we've got a 2-possession lead because of that field goal later on, and just gave us some breathing room all night.
I hate to jump ahead, but next week A Nashville team again tonight. I think they hung 52 points on the board
53
tonight.
on Sparta, I believe.
Hey, man, can I have a night?
I'll give you one.
Can I get up in the morning at least and start watching?
I digress.
He's a Debbie Downer tonight.
I digress.
No, they're good. I mean, we've seen them on film already. They're a tremendous ball team and very diverse. They can throw it, they can run it, and I look forward to the challenge. It's not going to be easy, and we told our kids, we're going to have to earn every single thing that we do, and I look forward to watching some film and putting together a plan and working with our kids and try to get better each day and give them a fight next Friday night, and we'll see what happens.
It's all experience.
Exactly.
Carterville wins it tonight, 31-14. Coach, congratulations.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Coach.
Coach Brett Dial joining us here on our postgame show. First win of the season for the Lions for the season and for head coach Brett Dial. So proud of him. And that was a good ball game tonight. We're going to go on and take our final break. And when we come back, Scott and I will wrap up this broadcast from the pit in Anna right here on News Radio WJPF. All right. Good luck. All right, bud. Thank you. Good job tonight. (31-14). The final score from Anna-Jonesboro. Carterville picks up win number season. They're 1-4 on the season. They're 1-1 in conference, right?
1-1 in conference.
How about that?
Yeah, they just a fun game to watch tonight. Both teams moved the ball offensively, especially in the first half for AJ. And Carterville got it going in the second quarter and really just played really well on both sides of the football. And you have to be happy for the Carterville players, the coaching staff, and the fans to be able to get this win on the road. It's never easy to win on the road. And, this Brett Dietering coach team, they don't have a lot of seniors just like Carterville. But I saw enough talent, especially out of the Osmond kid, who's only a sophomore, their quarterback. I think they're going to be really good in a couple of years, if not next year. Carterville, I think they're building towards the future with some of the players they've got coming back next year and others coming up. Just a big, big win by Carterville tonight. And can't say enough about the Carterville defensive line and offensive line. Played very, very well tonight.
31-14, the final score. Updating Major League Baseball. How about the Colorado Rockies? Up 8-2 on Milwaukee, bottom of the sixth. Cubs tied 1-1, bottom of the sixth. We are going to join the St. Louis Cardinals and the Chicago Cubs in progress coming up in moments. Sports Voice starts tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. Murph and Hudson, 8 to 10 on 1340 a.m. News Radio WJPF 103.5 ESPN. I may pop my head in there for a couple of minutes. Also, I don't want people to forget tomorrow is funeral service for my Jakey family. Just heartbroken by that. That's tomorrow afternoon at the junior high. Visitation starts at 3:30. Service starts at 5. Jake, I love you. For my producer, engineer back at the studio, Brian, our pal, job well done tonight. For my broadcast partner, Mr. Scott Hudson, I'm Dave McKenzie. Carterville, first win of the season, 31-14. Scott will have the broadcast next Friday night at home. Nashville comes to town to take on the Lions. I'm going to take the evening off, spend some time with family, and I'll be listening. And don't forget, no live stream next Friday night. For Brian, our pal, for Scott Hudson, I'm Dave McKenzie. 31-14, the final score. Carterville picks up the win. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks, buddy. Good job tonight.
I think it's the first time